time has come for America to face the inevitable choice between materialism and humanism. We must devote at least as much to our children's education and the health of the poor as we do to the care of our automobiles and the building of beautiful, impressive hotels.
We often recognize the work of Dr. King as having taken place in the South in ending segregation and Jim Crow laws. But Dr. King also had an international vision. Every year on the King holiday, a group in Boston celebrates Reverend King and Amilcar Cabral. Amilcar Cabral was a leading activist in Cape Verde and at UMass Boston. Students, professors, and community activists gather to recognize the similarities in the lives of King and Cabral. To offer a few more details, we've invited today Kaia Walters. Kaia is on the board of the King-Cabral Committee at UMass Boston. Welcome to Urban Update. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Wow, this is really something. Now, tell us about your involvement in this day of reflection and celebration as we think about Dr. King as well.
So I'm a student at UMass Boston, and I'm majoring in Africana Studies. So it was through my involvement with my friends trying to make a club at the university that we got in touch with the Africana Studies department. And they invited us to be on the board of the Amilcar Cabral / MLK commemorative celebration. So far we've been working to gather members of the community to come and help us celebrate it.
Now, Amilcar Cabral worked in Cape Verde, Dr. King
Yes.
here in the United States. I guess talk to me about the similarities between the two.
So both of these men were focused on liberating their people from imperialist rule. In the context of 20th century Cape Verde, Amilcar Cabral worked very hard to liberate the people of Cape Verde from the oppressive rule of the Portuguese, who were making the people live in wretched conditions. So he was trying to empower them there, while in the United States, Martin Luther King was also working to liberate African Americans and other people of color who were being denied their basic civil liberties and civil rights. So in that way, they're similar. And in addition to this, they also both worked to bring solidarity to their causes and recognize that in order to have a strong resistance to injustice, they need to bring people from different walks of life together in order to, basically, fight for their own rights.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's a large Cape Verdean community in Boston. Talk to me about how they're reacting to this, or why this is important to them.
So I can't speak on behalf of the Cape Verdean community, but I believe that this event is very important to both people in Boston and that community especially, because unfortunately, Amilcar Cabral isn't often recognized for his work because he's not based in the United States. But he has had a major impact on both the African diaspora and civil rights over the 60s and 70s. So we hope that this day and our celebration brings light to his achievements, and also the fact that we can draw inspiration from him today.
And talk to me about a couple of details on what the day is going to look like.
So the breakfast is going to start promptly at 11 a.m., and then we're going to move into a welcoming ceremony where the Black National Anthem will be sung by Candida Rose. We're also going to have the Consul General of Cape Verde there to greet the guest. And then later on in the day after lunch, we're also going to be having performances by dance groups like Origination, spoken word, poetry, and yeah, it's going to be really great.
Wow. Then the event's free, open to the public?
Always. It's open to everyone. Bring your friends, your family, and it's a great opportunity for young activists and organizers in the Boston areas to come and network with each other and learn more about these two inspiring activists.
And finally, on these two men, how do you embrace their messages for social justice?
So even though they were both fighting for the same cause, they both had radically different modes of activism. So Martin Luther King was he emphasized very strongly the importance of peaceful protests as well as solidarity. So he brought together people from different racial backgrounds, and in the context of today's society, the way that we embody Martin Luther King is by embodying just that, peaceful activism and solidarity.
Okay, well, sounds like it's going to be a wonderful event. Kaia Walters, thank you for coming in. The King-Cabral Celebration, UMass Boston. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And we will be right back after this.